Hello, this is a book review and interesting takeaways, favorite ideas of this book, Stuff Matters. Let's see. The first one is, unlike stones and wood, metals get stronger when get hit and they can form into shapes. So stones, if you hit a stone, it will break away, but metals are not like that. And they actually gonna get stronger, which is interesting. And also, it's much harder to form things into a shape. You can just take some pieces out of the stone. Unlike metal, you can turn it into a shape and not take some parts out of it. Next one is, concrete does not dry. Rather, there is a chemical reaction with water and some sort of rocks. So I always think like, people usually say, oh, we need to wait for that concrete to dry. But this is not actually what happens. What actually happens is that there is a chemical reaction. It doesn't dry. The water they're not, you can't see them, but there is some kind of reaction. And concrete is waterproof, but when cracks start to appear, water that freeze can cause roasting of the steel inside. So there is steel inside concrete, usually to strengthen the concrete. But when there is cracks, usually it's supposed to be waterproof, but when there is cracks, water comes in and then cause rusting. Next one is the cooling effect. A piece of chocolate mix in the mouth is a response of energy taken from the tongue's heat in order to break the materials and melt them. So there is, when you take a piece of chocolate into your mouth, usually there is a cooling effect. So the reason there is a cooling effect is because energy is being taken away from your mouth. So heat, in form of heat, is being taken away and you feel a little cooler. That heat is going go towards breaking the materials and melt them. Next one is, a crack in the glass happens when the atoms get hit by something and they can't hold their bond anymore. So atoms usually have a bond between themselves, and when a crack has happened, there is a hit, usually in the glass, and the bond is being broken away, and that's how a crack is being formed. This one is, glass is transparent because in order to upgrade to a better seat, they need more energy, which they lock such off. So he introduced the better seat kind of idea, which means stronger when there is no light that goes through. They don't have that in energy, so they can't upgrade themselves basically to a better seat. And that's why it's transparent. Next one is, the material that helps us to transcend our world is glass. Either the microscope or the telescope show us a whole different world. So glass is really important to our lives. It shows us a whole different world. So telescope and the microscope show us a whole different world which we do not see otherwise. We would not see otherwise. This one is, diamond is not conducting electricity because it doesn't have any free electrons to conduct the current. All electrons are doing something, or I don't know, they're like very attached. I don't remember their exact reason, but it does not conduct any electricity, because in order to conduct electricity, you need electrons, free movement of electrons, and diamond is not. I think glass and plastic is the same. Next one, and the last, we get old because the systems get old. The skin is not 40 years old, rather the system that produce it is. So we get old because our system, so the whole body just get old. It's not that the skin is 40 years old, it's always being replaced, but the system that produced the skin is getting old and is defective. It gets defective with time, so time does not do well with this system. That's it for here, and in general I would say about this book is it's pretty interesting if you like it. It's a little bit, has a lot of touches of chemistry, maybe a little bit of physics, a little bit interesting. It has some interesting story, maybe a little bit too much stories, debating between 3 to 4. It's almost 4. I would give it like almost 4, but I think 3.5 it's the right amount. I would give it 4 if he wouldn't expand and talk so much about stories that are not so related. So that's it. Adios.